Diaspora Action Australia Appeal 2015. Project presentation by Dinesh1. Team Coordinator, Donor Drive Team. Diaspora Action Australia is one of the unique organizations in Australia. The organization started in 2008 as Humanitarian Crisis Hub. In 2014, the organization changed the name and became Diaspora Action Australia. The organization is working towards its mission of peace development and human rights promotion by empowering diaspora organizations based in Australia. Diaspora-led development is the specialty area of the organization, and DAA is one of the very few organizations who are working for the empowerment of diaspora communities in Australia. Diaspora Action Australia 2015 is the first donor drive campaign launched by DAA. A new team was formed by combining team members from other teams and have launched the project in March 2015. Team members were selected according to the key needs of the project and dynamically assigned to project tasks as the project was progressing through different stages. DAA as an organization has faced major threats due to recent cuts to allocated funds by the government. For the first time, the organization needs to start a fundraising campaign to secure the needed funds for their future projects. Key strategies. Diaspora Action Australia is not directly helping people who have affected by war and conflict. Instead, they empower diaspora communities to work with people who are living in the other parts of the world. This approach is different to most of the other organizations as they are directly involved with people who are affected by war and conflict. Hence, DAA needs to educate their potential donors about their work. The organization needs to connect with its closest network of people who are already knowledgeable about the organization and its projects. Key brand assets. Diaspora Action Australia have email databases of people who have engaged with their projects in the past. The amount of general email subscribers are 1,891. In addition to that, DAA have a database of 253 email addresses of former volunteers who have worked with them for over 6 years. Over 1,500 people are following Diaspora Action Australia's Facebook page. Target audience. Two main audiences have been identified for this project, considering the email databases owned by the organization. The first audience is 1,891 email subscribers that have previous experience with the organization. Secondly, 253 former volunteers have chosen as one of the audiences. These two audiences have most level of engagement with the organization projects and needs a very less education about the organization. Project details. There were 4 main tasks to this project. First, general letter. Secondly, former volunteers letter. Thirdly, website redesign. And finally, the thank you campaign. The first task of the campaign was to design the general letter. This letter expected to remind the audience about their previous experience with the organization. Mentions about the current and proposed projects were included in the body of the letter. The letter has 4 main sections. It includes an introduction, an issue, asking, and a thanking section. In the introduction part, it was expected to capture the audience's attention with a story. In the second section, the issue was discussed by mentioning the difficulties faced due to lack of funds. Then the letter moves to the asking phase and mainly proposing the reader to become a part of the organization by becoming a regular donor. The letter suggests alternatives to the reader by mentioning the option for one-off donations. At the end, in the thanking phase, the text is thanking the donors and inviting them for upcoming events of Diaspora Action Australia. The second task was the former volunteer letter. Former volunteers were very crucial as they were the closest network of people who understand the organization. Former volunteers letter contained 4 main sections similar to the general letter. In the introduction, the letter was attempting to build the emotional connection with the former volunteers by mentioning about their past experiences. In the issues section, the letter was clearly highlighting the risk of DAA due to financial difficulties. Then the letter was asking former volunteers to become regular donors to save the organization. At the end of the letter, it was thanking the volunteers for their contribution as volunteers and inviting them to events of DAA. Website redesign. Donate page of the website was redesigned. Donate page previously contained only text and there were no visual contents that helped the audience to feel and understand the work of Diaspora Action Australia. A header image was added to the donate page. It was expected to add more visual appealing to the donate page with the image, and as it was previously occupied only with text. The new text was added to the page and they were mainly highlighting the benefits of the project for the organization. The new text was requesting for recurring donations and encouraged the audience to become regular donors. A $20 recurring donation was asked within the donate page. Infographics were included to visually communicate credible statistics about DAA projects. These graphics were developed in 2 stages and the final version were added to the bottom of the donate page. Links on the donate page was updated. More links were added. Thank you campaign. A social media campaign was launched after a week of the launch of email campaign. Images of the staff and the volunteers with thank you messages were posted. This campaign is expected to run for a period of 4 weeks and will be completing in the first week of June. One image at a time was posted on Facebook with a thanking message. Project results. $650 has been raised in the first 4 weeks. The general letter has 1,610 successful deliveries, which is 85.1%. The open rate is 36.4% and is a higher figure compared to the industry average for non-profits, which is 21.3%. The click rate is 2.3% and this is a low figure compared to industry average for non-profits, which is 3%. Former volunteers letter has 240 successful deliveries, which is about 94.86%. The open rate is 34.2 and is a higher figure compared to the industry average for non-profits, which is 21.3%. Click rate is 5.8%, and this is a relatively higher figure as the industry average for non-profits is 3%. Thank You campaign has been a positive impact on the donations. After the launch of the Thank You campaign, the amount of received donations were doubled from $300 to $600. The uniqueness of the organization's approach to humanitarian operations have created a significant need of effective communication with its target audience. Continuous blog posts and a well-planned social media strategy is recommended to build strong relationships with the potential donors. Thank you.